Good morning, friends. It's a dark and gloomy Friday, which is perfect for reading. So let's get started with what we're reading this week. I have a few things that I wanted to show you first before I get started with what we finished reading last week. First, I ordered this from Funko Pop. This is the vinyl figurine of Pennywise by Stephen King, obviously, to decorate my Stephen King shelf. And I have a book tragedy to share with you. I got this copy of Othello from my library, and I opened it up to start reading it. I think it was yesterday. And look. Oh my gosh. The entire first act is ripped out. Ugh. So now I have to take it back and tell my library and hopefully get another copy. Guys, I did a lot of reading this week, so I'm just going to try to go fast, but you know me, it's probably going to take forever. First, I finished Berserk 6, like I said I would. It was good, no surprises. I finished Fables 7, Arabian Nights and Days. This was really good. This was featuring, what's his name? Sinbad? Oh my gosh, don't be mad at me if I'm totally wrong. I think it's Sinbad from Arabia. You know, one of those kind of stories. It was really funny. He tried to bring along all his slaves, and the other fables were like, no, you can't have slaves in Fabletown. And, yeah, so that was really funny. Oh, and I didn't even notice this on the cover before I started reading. This volume, these chapters, whatever you want to call it, feature a genie. Was really cool. Like the lore that they made up for genies for this. I also finished Rose Madder that I talked about in my video from last week, but I can't show you because I already returned it. But I did finish it. It was really good. I loved the actual character of Rose, but the ending was a huge letdown, and I'm not really sure how to talk about that without being all spoilery, so I won't. But the ending was a pretty big letdown for me, although it was not surprising for Stephen King. We are taking a break this week from the Boys Story Bible and from that collection of short stories for boys that I have, and we just took out a ton of, sorry, my boys are being crazy. We took out a bunch of books from the library to look through this week. So these are just the ones that we've gone through already. Run to the Rainbow. I found this super annoying. It's actually a beginner reader type of book, so it's really repetitive for kids to be able to read to themselves. So I guess I'm prejudiced. I just feel like, well, that's a really stupid story. It's horribly written. But I guess we'll see how I feel when my oldest starts actually reading and he needs books like this. Like, we'll just see. And then this board book for my youngest that was Mother Goose for babies. So I'm really naive, and I didn't realize that all the Mother Goose stories were as creepy as they are, but so they were really creepy, a lot of these. And I was just like, what is this? Then we read this, The Cool Crazy Crickets, which is about a group of kids that, they build a fort, and yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was really long. It was lengthy for my 3-year-old, so it was a little bit difficult. So then I had finished Rose Madder, and I was kind of on a roll, so I just went ahead and started Dolores Claiborne. I had talked about before that it is set on Little Tall Island, which was featured in a short story in Nightmares and Dreamscapes called Home Delivery. It's based on the same place, but it's not the same characters, and I thought it might take place during the same event as Home Delivery in Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which is about like zombies, people coming back to life. But it's not even the same event. Dolores Claiborne takes place during the same solar eclipse that is featured in his other book, Gerald's Game. And Dolores Claiborne was a really interesting read because, as you can see, it's just one long like monologue. The whole thing, there's no chapters, there's no chapter breaks. It's just Dolores Claiborne telling her story completely, like through the whole book. That's all it is. And because her husband has died, under suspicious circumstances a long time ago, and now all of a sudden her employer of like 30, 20 something years, I don't know, has died also under suspicious circumstances. So this is her telling her life story basically and defending herself. And then here's what happened with Dolores Claiborne. I really, really liked it. I had read the reviews about it that said, you know, they were like, oh, it's mediocre, it's not his best work, blah, 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 blah. And then I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I read this entire book in about one sitting. So, it's short-ish. It's about 300 pages. So, yeah, then I was kind of like book hungover after that. And so I had to take a break and read some manga. So I read the 6th volume of Fruits Basket, which I really hate, but I'm still reading because my husband swears it's awesome. And there's only 23 volumes anyway, so I might as well just keep going. Plus it puts me to sleep at night, so that's cool. I read the 4th volume of Fairy Tale, which is another one that I'm not really enjoying, but I'm reading also because my husband swears it gets really good. I probably won't keep up with this one forever if I don't start enjoying it more. Just because there's like 50 plus volumes, or I don't know, it's really long, there's a ton of volumes and it's ongoing, so no. I get really annoyed with this. It's kind of like slapstick humor, which I don't enjoy at all. The main character, Lucy, is like very big busted, and I find it super annoying. I think it's just stupid. I don't feel like it's really written for, there she is, it's ridiculous. I just don't feel like it's really written for my level of maturity. I'm still working on Stephen King's Nightmares and Dreamscapes, this collection of short stories. I'm getting there though. I just passed page 600 and it's like an 800 page volume, so I'm getting there. The last couple of stories have been really good. So this was the one that I had talked about in my last video. Sorry, Right Number was a screenplay, was really good. The 10 O'Clock People, I did not like at all. Crouch End was spectacular. It was awesome. I don't know if this has been made into a movie, but if it has, I'm going to have to watch it. And The House on Maple Street was very good. It was like a kind of like traditional horror. Kind of reminded me of like those 50s horror type movies. That was really good. So I'm still chugging along through this. My kids are so crazy. Okay. I'm going to start this probably about as soon as I finish this video. This is The Concealed by Sarah Kleck. This was my Kindle First selection. Kindle First is if you're an Amazon Prime member, and I believe it's only if you actually own a Kindle and have a Kindle registered with your account, but, oh my gosh. Okay, where was I? Okay, so Kindle First, if you are an Amazon Prime member and you have a Kindle registered with your account, every first of the month they will send you an email where you have 6 different books to choose from that are due to be released the following month. So my selections that I was able to pick from on October 1st will actually be released on November 1st. And you get one of those for free every month. I believe that if you're not an Amazon Prime member, then you can choose one of those for $1.99, I think. $1.99. That sounds right. I don't know. My last couple of Kindle First selections have been kind of strikeouts. I haven't really enjoyed them, but this one sounded okay. I was in the mood for something that was kind of young adult, and this has something to do with like blah blah, someone falls in love, blah blah magic. So who knows? I'll try it. We'll see what happens. I have the 3rd and 4th volumes of Scott Pilgrim by Bryan Lee O'Malley that I'm going to read this weekend. I'm really excited about these. I've been really enjoying the Scott Pilgrim books, so that's next for me this weekend. And then once I finish The Concealed, I'm going to start this Beautiful Disaster. I ran into this randomly on Goodreads. Someone had reviewed it and gave it a very favorable review. One of my friends did. So, like I said, I was kind of in the mood for something young adult, so I picked this up. It sounds about as shallow as I would expect it to be. It's like this, you know, good girl goes to college, meets bad boy, they make some stupid bet, something, fall in love probably, something, and that's it. So, we'll see. This might be too much young adult for me all at once, but so that was about as long as I expected it to be. That's my reading update for this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Keep reading. Let me know down in the comments what you're reading and how you're liking it. If you've read any of these, tell me what you thought of them. And always, leave me book recommendations.